Yo, what's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Saeed TV. We are live for Agree to Disagree. Listen, the show is here. Hopefully, Bavs will be joining us soon. Dan couldn't make it. Unfortunately, he's not well. Goonie as well is unfortunately not well. So, listen, make sure you lot send your wishes to Goonie and Dan. You know, his swift recovery on that one. But listen, man, we got a show to get to. We got Robs in the building. Robs, what are you saying about big weekend, man? Big weekend.
Big weekend, man. But no, I'm good. I'm good. I'm just counting down the days. I wish the finals tomorrow, but yeah, I'm good, man. Everyone in the chat smashed to that. Big up Mo, big up Said, and ready to talk ball.
Yeah, facts, man. We got Judge Mo in the building, man. Where's the thinking, man? Get it out, man. You know what I'm saying to you? Judge Mo is there. You know what I'm saying? How much did that cost you, by the way? Was that expensive piece of equipment there?
Of course, it's official.
Oh, is it official? Yeah,
of course. It's handed to me by the Supreme Court of the United States.
Come on, let's go, man. Big up to you, man. Big up to you. Listen, we got a good show today, man. We got to talk about Arsenal again. Listen, it's cash money, man. When you talk about Arsenal, it's easy money on shows, isn't it? You know what I'm saying? Like we have to all agree
Babs,
on that one.
bro. Where's Babs, bro?
Babs is coming.
Yeah.
I sent the link late.
I know
Babs,
he's gonna be.
Babs should be coming. You know what I'm saying to you. Let me know. Yeah. So yeah, he should be on his way. So don't worry, people. But we're gonna get into it. We've got Hojlund's injury to talk about, and obviously Poch versus Klopp on Sunday. So action-packed show. Make sure you lot like the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and yeah, subscribe to these guys' channels as well. Links are in the description. But yeah, man. We'll ask a question here because obviously Arsenal fan base like to talk about processes and Arteta being given time or whatnot. Like, and I wanted to raise a question with everyone here. Do you reckon there's a pressure at Arsenal to win trophies? You know what I mean? Because I feel like sometimes if you say FA Cup, not top four, it's like we'll get top four. If we say no trophies this season, it says, you know what? We're still going on a good trajectory under Arteta. Like, where do you think it is here, Rums, here, in terms of Arsenal fan base? Because, you know what I mean, it's, 4 years now without a trophy? I know it's, for us, it's probably a bit longer, but, like, it's one of them where do you kind of look at it for Arsenal in terms of this season? Is it a must they win something this season? Is it like a must?
For me, it is, but when it comes to the Arsenal fan base, it depends what age range you're speaking to. If you're speaking to 30 plus, their standards are completely different. I've come to
Yeah,
realize this in the last couple of weeks because they want the
yeah,
trophies. They're not accepting 4 FA Cups in the past 20 years. But when you kind of speak to the ones, let's say 25, 24 and below, they haven't been used to Arsenal being in big moments, winning titles, latter stage of Champions League. They've not been used to that. So they're kind of accepting on this. They're kind of giving Arteta a bit more time. But the older Arsenal fan base I speak to, they're kind of more cutthroat with it. But a lot of the general consensus with their fan base is because starting last season, no one was expecting Arteta to win anything big. And then obviously they surprised us. They went on a run and on top of the league for majority of the season. And obviously bottled it in the end. I think this is the first season of Arteta where they've expected one of the big two. Now, I think they'll personally fall short in both. Obviously, it remains to be seen, but that's what I think will happen. I think they'll fall short on both. And the general consensus I get from the Arsenal fan base is their next season, so his second season where he's expected to win one of the big two, I think if he doesn't, that's when I think they'll be calling for his head. But in my personal opinion, I would want him gone because I feel like they've got a squad equipped to win one of the big two. But yeah, I think it depends what age range of Arsenal fans you speak to, man. But if you ask
yeah.
for my opinion, I would want Arteta gone if I were an Arsenal fan.
You know what it is though? It comes down to because obviously, you know when they say yeah, who's out there that can win us trophies in it? You know, that's always a question, isn't it? Like who can come in
Mm.
and kind of fix Arsenal? But is one of them there as well, yeah, where if a manager comes in now, is it the expectation that they go backwards because they feel like, you know, we've not finished the process just yet? You see what I mean? So I don't know, you know, I just look at it in a sense of Mo. Like, where do you kind of see? Because you speak to a lot of Arsenal fan base, and you see a lot of what they're saying. Where do you kind of look at it from that angle, bro?
I think there is completely two different roads.
Yeah,
The board, the actual Arsenal board, the way the club is looking at it, Arteta's doing the job. And I don't think he should win anything this year to stay. It's all about context. If he stays until the end of the league, battling Man City and Liverpool, I haven't changed my opinion. And he actually, like until the end of the season, and then he's challenging for the league. I think he should stay unless they're gonna remove him and get somebody else that will work with the same team and be able to deliver more. Right? I don't think that guy is there. The reason
no,
why he's not there, because when they hired Arteta, not a lot of managers were going to come to Arsenal and actually work with a young squad, waiting years until this team
yeah,
developed. That's what he did. Did you think if they hired a Conte or a Thomas Tuchel or even a Zidane, they will say, yeah, we'll work with this kid Saka, we'll work with this Martinelli guy, we'll work with this Odegaard guy that a reject from Real. I'm not a reject, like a young kid from Real Madrid who didn't fulfill his potential. No, Saliba, 22 years old defender, they would want the experience. Ramsdale from Bournemouth, come on. Nobody would have worked with that squad and built it as it is now. So Arteta, in my opinion, let's establish that he did his job. He built a squad that Roms, not an Arsenal fan, sitting here on this channel saying, well, this
yeah,
team is ready to win with another manager. So who did this? It's Arteta with the board. So that's the direction they're going to. And for the Champions League, one of the big two, he isn't the best team in the league, and he doesn't have the best squad in the league. And he is probably sixth favorite in the Champions League. Atletico, Inter, even Bayern Munich, as bad as they are, they have
Mm.
way more experience than them. I think it's all about context. I think that the fan base, and I know you speak to Liara, and I just had a show with Northside. They are
yeah, yeah,
expected to win now, but that's not what the club is going for. The club is going to build a squad that will be able to battle for 10 years, for 8 years. Right? This is
Mm.
what the club wants. So I think context is key. If he doesn't win anything this year, but he falls off 10 points behind City and he gets knocked out of Porto, yes, he failed. But if he challenges until
mm,
the end of the season, and it looks likely than not that he will do that, I think he's warranted a new year. Unless you're gonna go get a Zidane, unless you're gonna go get someone that is
you don't
winning,
have to get
unless
a
you
Zidane
go
though. You
get
don't have to get a Zidane. You don't have to get a
okay,
Zidane though.
what about who else? Give me
Oh,
a
this
I
is
don't,
managed champions.
you're not a scout, so you don't have names, but are they gonna get Jurgen Klopp?
Yeah, I don't think they will, to be honest with you. I
Okay.
think there's too much history around there.
Do you know who
I don't
they
think they would go.
Mo? Do you know
Yeah.
who they could potentially go in for? But we'll go in for him. Bayern Munich will go in for him. Alonso.
Yeah.
That's who they could potentially go for. Whether he goes there or not, I doubt it. But they could try and go in for him.
Why do you assume that Alonso will do better than Arteta? Like,
No,
based on
I'm not saying.
what evidence you have,
I'm
unless
not.
Yeah.
unless you are ready to say,
Yeah.
looking from outside,
Mm.
which is I'm not an Arsenal fan, and I don't think this is how they should think. They think whatever they think. If you get an Alonso who's a young manager who's gonna go against Pep Guardiola, well, you might just as well keep Arteta then, who work with the same team. So what's the difference between
No,
Alonso and
because
Arteta?
for me, they've both worked with squads that are quite young, inexperienced. And if Alonso does go on to win that title in Bundesliga, yes, it's a different league, yes, it's a different culture, but he's now got winning experience, and it's not a cup, it's a league over a sustained period of time. So
Okay.
maybe he could come into our
But
Arsenal team and work with a similarly young squad that could kind of pick up where Arteta left off. But that's only if he wins this league, which is looking likely. But if he wins with Leverkusen, and I just think where them two have similar perception of the game, they see the game similar. I think they even grew up together. I think there's similarities. I'm not saying they play exactly the same, but I think there's similarities. But yeah, I think that's one
There is
manager they
no
could try and go into.
there is no evidence Arteta. This is his really first job. Let's just be honest.
Yeah,
His
it's
first
his
real
first job.
job.
It's his first
It's
job.
his first job. Well, if Alonso wins the league, yeah, that's good enough for him to come to Arsenal. I don't think if Alonso comes to Arsenal with this team, he will win against Pep Guardiola. I just don't. I don't think so.
yeah. By the way, this was fake. This was slow sports. I think it got everyone. To be fair, they
Flattenberg.
said it's gone, but
Yeah.
it was slow sports news.
They made it
But you know
look
what it
so
is, yeah?
real. They made it look so
Yeah,
real.
they made it look so real, man. They made it
Yeah.
look so real, man. But you know what it is, though? It comes down to the fact of processes, innit? And you know what I mean, where clubs want to go. Like with my fan base, it's like, why don't you give Ten Hag a chance with the new structure? But we've seen he's not capable of doing it with just in general, tactically, he's been failing since he's come to the football club. But when you look at Arteta, yeah, I like his tactics, but ultimately, are you a winner? Are you a winner? And can you, for me, have that kind of, that final mental edge, that mental toughness to be there at the end, Because, like I said, Mo, you said Champions League, if they go out of this one here and they don't win the Premier League, next year, can they get on as well? Because United won't be as shit next year. Chelsea.
You never
you'd
know.
hope
Do you know
so.
what?
You
Do you know
never
what's exciting?
know. You
Do
never
what-
know, bro.
You think Chelsea would be shit? You think Chelsea will be shit next year?
Well, you'll never know.
I
We
think they'll
said
get better.
didn't we say the same about Chelsea last year?
Not really,
True,
no, I'm not
true.
gonna lie to you.
We
No,
literally in the
we all
summer
said-
said
So
it cannot
when
be
did
as
you
bad
predict
as last
When did you
season.
predict it? When did you predict him this season? Because I predicted him 5th.
I'm an idiot. I
I
predicted them
said when we
fourth.
get Caicedo, I said 5th as well. Look where they are, bro.
I said fourth.
So when did you predict them then, Mo? Where did you predict them, Mo?
5th or 4th. I said they might get when they got Caicedo, I said they would finish 4th.
Yeah.
Do you know, Said? I just think it's
Yes.
back to what you were saying earlier about the Arteta thing. I think
Yeah.
because this is the first season, I think even Arsenal
Yeah.
fans expect him to win something big. I think because this is just the first, I think like Mo said, context is slightly key. For me, I still think they have a squad. 'Cause I know you're saying, Mo, obviously they don't have a squad good enough to win the league or potentially Champions League. But Champions League, let's be honest, in the last 15 years, there's been teams that shouldn't have won it. That have won. Let's go last 20. Us in 05, we probably weren't even top 8 teams in Europe. Both times Chelsea won it, they probably weren't even top 3 in Europe. So you don't have to be perfect to win that competition. Arsenal's problem is it's not even like, see when Man City, before they won it, they were getting to a final 3 years in a row, semi-final. They were getting nearer and nearer. Where this is Arsenal's first season, and they've not even had kind of warm-up season. That's why for Arsenal, for me, they won't win it. But I feel like next season, I think even the fans that Arteta in, they're going to expect him now. You've had 2 years where we expect you to do something big. If they don't next year, that's when I think the whole fan base will kind of be like, you know what? Thank you for the progression or whatnot, but it's time to leave.
For me, I hold the same thing, right? I have the same thing for Ten Hag. I have the same thing for my manager, for any manager. Progression means you're warranted another season or something. Regression means you get sacked for big club, right? Is he progressing? Is Arteta progressing with this Arsenal team? I think only Kai Havertz is the problem, in my opinion. But are they playing the same football as last year? Probably not in the beginning, but the last 5 games they have been absolutely fantastic, amazing to watch. And he's keeping within touching distance with Liverpool and Manchester City. So it's all about progression. And so if he stays until the end of the season, it's about progression.
But then Mo, sometimes how do you measure that progression? Because let's say they finish second again. Are you going to measure it by, let's say they get a few more points than they did last season? It's still the same. It's still the same pace.
Glorified Tottenham. You know, let's be honest, man. Man used to say with Tottenham fans, they were close. They were very close.
Champions League is easy to measure progression because let's say this year, let's say Porto knocked them out. Then next year they get quarters.
Yeah.
Then the following year after that they get semis. That's easy because you're getting closer to the final. But the league now, they finished second last year. If they also finish second again, the only thing you can measure off is maybe points or if they scored more goals, or do you know what I mean? I think that's when you have to ask yourself, how do we measure this progression? Because for me, only thing from second is to win it. Do you know what I mean?
No, I don't think that's progression. I don't think that's progression. Progression for me is very simple. It's about how you adapt. It's about how much you can stay with Man City. They beat Liverpool. They beat Man City. I think that's progression.
So you're saying compete. As long as you compete, that's the fair bet.
They didn't compete last year, Said. At game week 30, Said, we all sat on our channels and said that Man City. Okay, hear me out.
Go on.
Game week 30, people, we all sat on our channels and said, you lost it. Right or wrong? Am I wrong?
Correct.
Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong.
Correct.
Okay.
That's harsh, though. I think you're being harsher. They competed, though, for the league, though. They did compete.
Okay.
They just fell short.
The word compete. The word compete is
doing.
vague, bro. The word compete is vague, bro. It's very vague. The word compete is vague.
Okay. United did compete for the league. Liverpool
Arsenal did compete for the league until a certain point.
Yeah, but you can't use your definition and then say, right.
Okay, can I ask you something? Did Arsenal compete as good as Liverpool competed in the 2 seasons they lost it by 1 point?
Yeah, but of course. But then you're talking about small metrics. I'm talking about the word compete.
Syed, I'll throw the question back. I'll throw the question back at your club. Let's say you were Arsenal last year and you lost it by game week 30. Would you call that competing for the league? There's about a month to go, bro. Do you know what I mean?
Bro, in April, they put their hand down and said, we're done.
Yeah.
Man City throughout the last 2 games, game week 34, I think.
Look at this comment here as well. What was the percentage they were top of the league as well?
Yes, I get it. And I'm not knocking, I'm not saying anything about that. Yes, you were top of that proves you're bottlers. Fantastic.
Yeah, then why do you say that then? Say the bottlers.
I'm going to tell you the difference. If Arsenal go to game week 36, 37, within still same points or 2 points behind City,
agree.
Isn't that progression, people? They literally dropped in game week 30, people. This is 8 games. That probably quarter of the season was left when we all knew they lost it.
And that's why I said the way you measure progression is key, because they'll finish in the same position, but then if they take it to game week 37, that probably means that it equates to more points, because if they go right to the end, that means points difference. So if you're looking at it like that, it could do. It depends, like the average team. It depends how average Liverpool, Man City are losing as well.
Let me ask the question to everybody in the chat. Let me ask the question to everybody in the chat that keeps saying 93, right? 93%. Everyone in the chat knew that Arsenal last year aren't winning the league when they drew to Liverpool, lost to West Ham, and I think Southampton as well, and when they lost to Man City, right? This is it, right? And you guys told Arsenal fans you're bottlers, and you couldn't compete in the race. You didn't stay until the last yard of the race. So the progression from that is to stay until the last yard of the race. This is progression for me. This is it. It's simple, by the way.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Anyway, listen, bro. I think, and about the Champions League, bro. Listen, this Champions League thing, Arsenal fans, you guys are learning. You guys are young. You guys don't know. This is the shithousery. And I said it on my channel. I said it on Hussam's channel. I said, listen, Porto is level 1, bro. There is monster level. You know, Super Mario. I said that. Super Mario, bro. Super Mario, you know, you go to the big guy at the end.
Yeah.
Wait until you face Atletico Madrid or Real Madrid in the Bernabeu, or even come to the San Siro with Inter with shit house our way to wins. This is Porto's level 1. You might go past Porto, but that's the first one. Wait.
There was Arsenal fans dismissing the likes of Inter, Bayern,
Yeah,
and Atletico. They were just saying the only two that will find it tough against is Real Madrid and Man City. I'm like, the other, especially Inter and Bayern, they've got heritage. You're not going, and you know what? At the drag out, it spoke volumes. That showed me their young team can't handle that pressure because look, I'm looking at their players that have Champions League experience, right? Jorginho come off the bench, he has Champions League experience. Havertz, we scored the winning goal, but we know what Havertz is. You don't have to go into that. You have Timber for Ajax that has experience. You have Partey for Atletico Madrid. You have Jesus and Zinchenko. Most of their players weren't playing, and this is an excuse I heard from the Arsenal fan. Even with all those players, because the majority of the team is still young, I still feel the result would have been the same. And for me, I think Mo was spot on what he said at the start of the video. Arsenal are 6th or 7th favourites. Don't look at what the bookies put them just because of their Premier
yeah.
League form. Premier League form and Champions League is complete. You do not have to be perfect in Champions League because Arsenal, in my opinion, I think they still advance. They probably do beat Porto in that game, but it'll be very tough. And because some Arsenal fans saying, "Oh, we'll put 3-4 past them," the same thing they said the first leg, like we're at the Emirates now. And I'm like, just chill out because if Porto get the first goal, it'll be very
Yeah,
interesting.
that's
This
what
is
I
why
said.
I
Yeah,
don't know
yeah,
about you two. I don't know about you two. I love the away rule because some people be like, "Oh, I don't like it." But let's
yeah,
be honest, it's benefited all of our clubs, and it hasn't. I like it, Mo, because the incentive is you have to do well away from home because it's harder to score away from
yeah.
home than at home. I miss the away
Fact.
goal rule, but I think Arsenal will
No,
go through, but
actually,
be very tough.
no, the shit house here was way more. When there was away goals, bro, the shit house here was way more, bro.
It
It was
was,
shit
but
house here, bro. No, bro, no, bro. This
I
is
like it.
nothing. This is nothing. The shit house here when you score a away goal, bro.
Oh, it's
No, bro.
amazing. Then you have to score
Yeah.
3. And then obviously you got a mad kind of like
Yeah.
sustained attack, and it's crazy. It's crazy, man. Shout out to everybody here, man. Make sure you lot are liking the video. I don't know where Bavs is, you know what I'm saying to you, but Bavs is not around right now, but hopefully he might join us. He may not. I wanted to speak on a two show, man. The guy's floating around, man. Them.
Bro.
He's begging. Like, you know what is, yeah? Our managers now like begging for jobs now more than ever. Or are they kind of before back in the day, yeah? Like there was a feeling that like clubs would go and like do their way out to kind of like, go get managed. Now I feel like managers
Mm.
now they need jobs now, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's a little bit of a situation now, man. I'm being
I,
serious with you, man. Like, what is it
Inflation. It's
with managers
inflation.
now? Like,
Inflation.
sorry,
It's inflation everywhere. Life is expensive, bro, for these guys.
there you go. There you
I
go.
think this summer, this summer, the manager window could be as excited as the player window this summer because look,
Facts.
yeah,
Klopp, from what he said, is going to take a year rest, but you got
Yeah.
people now that want Porto's manager, Sergio Cohen. You've got Tuchel. You've got Alonso that's most likely going to leave. I feel like I'm even forgetting some. United will most likely, even if Ten Hag gets, I want to know your thoughts on this side, probably later on the show, but even if Ten Hag gets Champions League, normally a new regime doesn't keep the same manager. I'm not saying they're 100% going to sack him, but they're most likely going to. There's about 6 or 7 managers that are going to be up for grabs or trying to leave teams. So I think the manager window is going to be as exciting as the actual transfer window. But yeah, Tuchel said he wants to come back to England side, and one club I can maybe see taking him on is your own, because I don't think we'll go in
Yeah.
for him,
bro.
but I
bro,
think he might want to go to
bro.
United.
Thomas
Bro,
Tuchel
I
is an
listen, stay
atrocious
away. I
coach,
said it
bro.
before. I'd rather keep Ten Hag than bring in Tuchel, man. You know what I'm saying? I said that and you know my
Mm.
feelings towards Ten Hag. I want him gone, but you're bringing in another dinosaur, man. You're bringing in another guy, bro. I'd rather bring in Wayne Rooney than Tuchel, bro. I'll be real with you. Bring in Wayne Rooney, Wazza for the vibes. You know what I mean? At least
Yeah.
then, you know what I mean? There'll be a bit of, bro. If you go get me Tuchel, I just don't know if I could do it, man. Generally, man. You know what I mean? Xavi's an interesting one. I think Xavi might go back to Qatar. You know what I mean? Just chill over there
Same.
for a bit.
Or
He
maybe
needs
Saudi. I think he'll learn his trade a bit
Saudi.
more, then come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then
I don't
come
think
back.
he'd
Yeah.
get a big club.
Big up to 20 Hardaway says, also haven't progressed since they're sustaining title charge without Party, averaging 1.6 points without him in prior seasons, or 60 points in 38. Listen, Broski, that Party, I don't know what's going on with him, bro. He's just injury prone. There's not much more we can do. You know, we speak about Party all the time, but every time we speak about him, it's like, it's no point. Like, Everyone's had injuries, and we'll talk about injuries later on, but injuries are just happening at the minute. But him, you got to move him on. You've got to move him on, man. You've got to move him on. Simple as that. Get him gone. Get your money from him at least. But then again, how much are you going to get for Party now? I don't think you get much from him, you know?
How old is he?
He's 30.
With a year left. I think he's got a year left.
He's
Let
going
him
to
know in
Saudi
the chat.
Arabia, man. Saudi
They're
Arabia
probably
is
gonna
going, man.
they can't get no more than maybe 30 maximum. A year left, 30 years old, injury prone. I think the 30 maximum they can get for Pi. I don't think they'll get any more than 30. I'll be sure if
No,
they
he's
do,
31
it's a
in
very
June.
good deal.
He's 31 in June. He's
Yeah,
31 in June.
31 in June, year left, injury prone. Yeah, I think 30 max. And if Arsenal get more, listen, that's great
30
business.
what? 30 what?
30,
30
that's what I'm saying.
30 million.
rupees.
30 million.
30
No,
million.
30,
30 million.
30 million rupees.
Yeah,
Yeah,
30 million rupees, bro. 30 million
Yeah.
for a
No.
31 years old that has 1 year
I
left
think-
and had the history of the injury. Unless
Mo,
it's you scam the Saudi.
I was
What
going
are
to
you
say,
talking
Saudi
about?
Arabia exists. Saudi Arabia exists. They're all
They
chucking a
won't get
30
him.
million. Dude.
He's not. No.
Yeah.
Thomas Partey isn't the name that Saudi Arabia needs. The thing about it, you have to understand, Saudi Arabia, they are trying to build the 2030 World Cup thing. They're trying to build Thomas Partey doesn't add to the league. N'Golo Kante did. Benzema did. You know what I mean? Henderson from Liverpool. It was just established. The
debatable.
Englishman from Liverpool. That from Sunderland. You know what I mean? What does Thomas Partey add? Sadio Mane from Senegal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Thomas Partey might get injured. Why would they offer 30 million for the guy? I don't think. I think it's gonna be Juventus for 10 million. This is what I think is gonna happen. It's gonna be Juventus.
Yeah, Juventus,
10 million.
10 million.
10
Yeah.
million. They're gonna tell them we're gonna take him off your hands. We'll give you 10 million. You know what I mean? I think this is what's gonna happen. And he was flirting with Juventus for a while. I don't think Thomas Partey. They keep saying Thomas Partey, bro. It's game week 26, bro, and he has played only 2 games. Move on.
Facts.
Move on.
I heard
bro.
he was supposed to be
Move
back
on.
the West Ham game 2 weeks ago. I was
Bro,
told,
I've been
he'll
hearing
be-
this all season, bro. Every game
That's done,
preview
man.
on Arsenal
He's done.
channels. You have Thomas
He's done.
Partey in training picture on all the thumbnails on the Arsenal channels. Every week, bro. It's every
Yeah.
week he's back, bro.
Every
I'm
week.
like,
Even
Yeah,
the
yeah.
official club, will put out a tweet
Thomas
of him
Partey.
running. They'll put an official video out from the official on Twitter of him running whatnot. Then all the fans be like, he's back. Then he's not in the match day squad. It doesn't
Yeah.
make sense. Doesn't make
Yeah,
sense.
bro.
Going back to the manager talk here. Give me your predictions of where managers will go in the summer. So, if you were to predict right now, guys, yeah, everyone where they go and where they go. So let's start off with Xabi Alonso. I'm gonna say Bayern Munich. Xabi
Bayern
Alonso.
Bayern Munich.
You're gonna say Liverpool, of course.
Yeah,
I mean-
I have a sneaky feeling he comes to us, man. I think
Why?
he might just want a different culture. I just think he
Why
would want
would
to come.
hold on?
come to Liverpool.
Why would he want a different culture if he stays in the same country and his family is there?
Because
he's
just
by the way,
Yeah.
he's way more respected in Germany than he comes to England. Everyone is gonna compare him to Arteta. You're gonna compete with Pep.
true.
You know what I mean?
And-
you go to Bayern Munich, you're the biggest head in that country as a coach.
Yeah.
Mo, I'll tell you why I think he'll come to us, right? For me, he's going to win the league. At Bayern, he win about 3-4 of them, and I feel like he can go there later on in his career. I feel like he'll relish the challenge of competing against Arteta and Pep, and I feel like he can still do something. Listen, it's going to be a natural regression from Klopp to anyone, but I feel like he'll relish the challenge of competing against a Arteta and Pep, and I just feel like he'll just want to come to Liverpool. So maybe it's a bit biased, maybe it's because I thought Liverpool, but I do think Alonso will end up a Liverpool
Let me
manager.
just tell you something, okay? Number one, Munich is better than Liverpool as a city, right? Let's establish that, right? Munich is top. Number two,
I'm not been there.
that I've been to both.
Munich is lovely. Munich's lovely city.
I've been to both. Liverpool probably is, in my opinion, the more prestigious job, right? Like Liverpool. The reason why the Premier League is covered more, like you're in the media more. You're being mentioned everywhere. However, I think if you fail at Liverpool, your career might take a really big slump.
Setback, yeah.
Big one.
Setback,
you know what I mean? If you fail at Bayern, which is it's less likely than not. Like he's not gonna fill up Bayern, right? Bayern aren't gonna go 2 years without the Bundesliga. I think it's much easier choice. I think it's an easier job. I actually think Bayern pay more than Liverpool. Let's just establish that as well. I think Bayern for the coach.
In that regard,
revenue?
yeah.
Who's got bigger revenue? In the revenue, who's got the biggest revenue?
I'm not sure with all the numbers, but
I'm not sure. The Bayern are owned by the fans versus 51 versus I don't know. I'm looking it up.
I know they hold a bit more than us. That could play in a part in it because of the match day revenue and that.
Oh, Liverpool make more revenue. Is that an old one or is that a new one?
That's like a 10 million difference, Saeed. 780 versus 790. I don't think it matters.
The thing is with this Bayern Liverpool thing, why it's so tough for me, because he's got affiliation with both clubs. I know Mo's saying obviously he'll be more respected in more respected in
Germany,
Bayern,
but he will get more exposure. Listen, the Premier League is way more watched. Just establish that.
And the thing is, there's this notion that we ran him out our club and wanted Gareth Barry and whatnot. That wasn't us. That if he wants to go to Madrid, we wanted to keep him. But I just think he might just relish the challenge, because, like you said, literally, you answered my question. I feel that he'll be more successful at Bayern, but I feel like he can be successful at Bayern even 3-4 years down the line. Also, because like you say, it's a monopolized league. They're guaranteed to win the league. I'm going to say most seasons, because this year it's looking likely that they won't win it. And I think the fact that he'll be them, I know you do never know, but I think this season, the fact that I feel he will win it, he'll be like, you know what? I've got one under my belt. Let me go to England and try and prove my point there. But yeah,
it's so Alonso, much risk, bro. It's too much risk.
It is a big risk. It is a big risk, Mo. It is a big risk.
I said that like earlier that about Bayern Munich. It's a more guaranteed job. You know what I mean? Like just. Listen, I'm not sure where he goes. If I think Bayern Munich makes more sense. Just I don't know why people don't understand this. Like some fans are just sensitive, bro. Like when you say,
I think
it's very easy. Like I think yes, Liverpool have challenges, but we're looking at it from an English-speaking content creators. You know what I mean? We only watch the Premier League.
No, I think it's as simple as this. For the security of his career, I think Bayern is probably where he should go. Going to win the league, whatnot, for the security. But I feel like if he's a risk taker and a challenge is what he like, he'll then come to Liverpool.
So you're basically telling him to go to Bayern Munich.
No, I want him to come to my club.
You want to, but you're literally saying it's
for him. Yeah, if he wants guaranteed league, because you're not going to come Liverpool and the league's guaranteed. You got Arsenal City. If you want the guaranteed league, go to Bayern. And the thing is, once he leaves, that's another thing with this Bayern Leverkusen team as well. They'll get weaker because Boniface, Wirtz, they're probably all going to get bought as well. So they're going to get weaker. So you'll be guaranteed. So for him, you're right, Mo.
Yeah,
probably
but majority of
Bayern.
Go.
But on a selfish point of view, I'd want him. Do you know what I mean?
Big up Bavs anyway. Big up Bavs for coming in. Big up to you, man. Hope you're well.
Bavs.
Yes, bro. Listen, I'm surviving. And it's a bad timing because my team's not surviving on the pitch. Well, not after one game. But it is what it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Gonna have to find a way.
Nah, 100%, man. I got a couple of super chats here saying Arsenal progressed since they sustained the title challenge without Party. I think I've read that one already. I think is that I've read that already. 1 second. I think
you read that. You read that.
Yeah.
Not this one. I don't think you read this.
Yeah, I was saying Arsenal progressed because they haven't capitulated without Party. He definitely needs to be replaced with someone reliable, no question. And Xabi will go to LFC simply because he likes it here. There you go, man. Babs, what are you saying, man? Are you recovered, man? I see you on the internet, man, defending your club like mad, man. Like, what's going on? Is there overreaction to everything that's going on right now?
I think from Arsenal fans, maybe. I saw the reaction after the game, obviously, on Twitter and stuff. And look, Twitter is not the representation of every Arsenal fan because there's many fans out there, and I've met quite a few of the last few days that if they're still very positive for the Champions League. I ain't concerned because I still think we'll beat Porto at the Emirates. I could see why some Arsenal fans are because of like the past and the history and stuff like that. But I still believe too much in this team, and especially this season, for us to not to go to the Emirates and beat them by a couple goals at least to go through to the next round. I feel like the occasion definitely got to the players on against Porto on Wednesday. I feel like the quality of performance against Burnley, West Ham, we didn't really have any problems. And then you go to Porto and you play I'd say pathetic football going forwards, not a single shot on target. That's mainly because the players, I think they tried to play to the occasion too much, too professional. You know, let's get a little draw there. Yeah, we'll be fine. You know, when the Champions League is all about last minute daggers, because you can get 93 minutes, you're doing all right, and then little pass. But you know, the pass itself, I'm not against it. I know I see some Arsenal fans talking about why the Martinelli played a pass, but that's kind of what we were lacking all game. A riskier pass, because if it goes through, we're in 3v2 and we could have scored. So it is what it is. And I think also, if we're to do anything in Champions League this season, if some Arsenal fans expect that, you have to learn somewhere, right? So if this was the experience you had to go through to realize the Champions League it's not a joke competition anyways, but this was the actual goal that for you to realize that, then it is what it is, isn't it? But I'm not too concerned. I think we'll beat Porto at the Emirates, and I stand by that.
Yeah, 100%, man, 100%. Party is an old man, says Tiang Yang. Big up to you, Tiang Yang. Ajax versus Aston Villa in the Conference League. Yeah, the biggest Conference League. I've seen a couple of fixtures as well. There's some good fixtures in there. Make sure you're not liking the video, people, man. I wanted to have a little debate here about who's the best young player of the year so far this year. Listen, I know Garnacho's in the thingy in the thumbnail, but who would we say so far this year best young player this year? Is it Cole
Can
Palmer?
you give us the option?
Yeah, give us options.
Okay, Cole Palmer. Phil Foden's still in there because he's 23. You've got Bukayo Saka still in there.
Can I shamelessly?
Yeah, I would say take Saka further out of that. They're not youngsters anymore. They've played too many first team minutes.
No, but
youngsters for me are like they're new guys that have come through, you know, and they're like.
I'm gonna put another one in there.
Can I shamelessly put Conor Bradley after 5 games?
No, if you're doing that, then I'm putting Kobe Mino in there.
Yeah, you
I'm
put
putting Kobe Mino in there.
Mino, Garnacho, Hojlund. These are youngsters. They're new to the game.
Yeah. But the thing is, though, but the thing is, though, you say that there, but they're still. If you're 23 and younger, you're still in that conversation.
Yeah, but it's a boring conversation because then you will just say Saka and Foden. Give the new guys a chance.
Well, Palmer.
He wants to have
Palmer
Saka
deserves some
Foden
respect.
argument. This is it. The whole circle.
We'll have a Saka Foden argument, but I think the best youngsters, you could say probably Palmer. You know, but I've been impressed with Kobe Mino as well. But also Bradley in the games he's played, so complete.
Quality.
Yeah. Like, there's a few options.
Trent on the bench.
Gusto has been amazing.
Hashtag Trent on the bench. This is it,
bro.
Do you know what's mad? You know, there's fans that actually think that they want Trent midfield now and Bradley starting games.
And you don't think that's right?
Not just yet. I want to keep it still Trent at right, but we won everything with Trent at right back, and now we've got the midfielders to cover him. I don't want to chuck Bradley straight in the deep end too far. Let's slowly bled him in.
All right then.
That's my opinion on that.
I don't think Trent can play midfield. I'm sorry. Not because they're on the ball, but people need to realize a lot of the midfield is off the ball as well. When do you jump in? When do you bite? When do you intercept? Yeah. We've not seen Trent ever do that in his Liverpool career.
And the thing is, when I've said this, bro, I've been slated for it. Like you said, it's not just on the ball. On the ball qualities, we know what Trent gives us, one of the best. But it's your awareness, it's off the ball. I feel like players will just pass him by. That's why, me personally, I would rather stay Trent and right back. And again, I don't like this notion that he needs to go in midfield now. We know what he's at 1v1. He's not. This season's been all right actually, but we know he's not the best. But we also won everything in world football with him in that position. As long as he's got legs to cover him, that's why Szoboszlai was key for us, because when he was on that right centre midfield role, he was covering Trent for fun. But going forward is where we've been critical of him, because we brought him in more for his offensive abilities and not his defensive abilities. But yeah,
I agree.
Big up to Tiang Yang's physio looking part his knee and bones and say, brother, you're both 45 years old. Big up, guys. Tiang Yang, listen, man. Big up for the donation. Big up to everyone here, man. Make sure you're not liking the video, people, man. If you're right here, right now, thumbs up button, people. Doesn't cost you a penny. You know what? Someone's put Udogie in there. Listen, Udogie's probably been the best left back in the league this year, without a doubt. Like, I don't think there's been a better left back in the league this year than Udogie. Like, let's be real. Like, you know, I know people can say, yeah, listen, Udogie has been.
So he has been the best youngster. Then, if you're the best in your position in the league, in a team that is still 5th in the league with absentees in the defense, that you still hold your place, I think we cannot say that there is a youngster in the league that has been the best in his position. Can someone give me a name? One name that has been the best in their position in the league. This is what we're looking for.
Hey.
One name that has been a youngster, the best in his position. Now, team of the season, you will put him without a shadow of a doubt being there. Only you, doggy.
Mo might be onto something, you know,
Palmer.
No,
Cole
it's
Palmer.
Foden. There's Saka. I'm sorry, no.
No.
He means best
No,
in
no,
their
no.
position, literally. And
Yes.
Oh, best in their position.
Yeah.
Is that because of how good he's been or how poor left back he's been this season?
Haaland, this is his second season. Are we considering Haaland a youngster? Are we?
That's
Yeah,
why I
they-
didn't even
yeah, they-
mention
yeah,
it.
that's what I was gonna say.
Haaland's been
Haaland
playing
also
Champions
like,
League
he's
for
younger
like
than Saka
4
and Foden.
years, people.
That's what you were
Haaland-
saying,
what if
Babs,
Haaland
with the
carries on
Saka
his
and
form?
Foden thing. You can't include them because they're
Wasn't
just...
he older?
We aren't allowing you to put Hojlund shamelessly
If
in
Hojlund's
this.
getting a
there,
conversation,
bro.
Haaland is actually cooking.
We aren't
No,
gonna
Hojlund's
do
been a
this,
conversation.
Saeed.
What if Haaland,
No.
yeah?
He's
I know
like
he's
20
out
or
injured,
something.
yeah. This is why I'm so gutted Haaland's out injured. But if he
I
got
like him, but
20
come
goals
on,
this season,
Saeed.
what we
20
saying,
games
guys?
without a goal, Saeed. Have
Yeah, a
some
late
shame.
PFA charge, isn't it?
That's exactly what I was saying.
All
Have
right,
some
man. I'm
shame,
so
If we're,
gutted he's
bro.
injured,
if we're
man.
talking who's
I'm
going to
so
actually win the
gutted he's
award,
injured.
yeah, who's
I'm
actually
so
going to win the
gutted.
award? It's always like because I swear it's the players vote for the player who wins it, right? So it will be Foden and
Curtis
Saka.
Jones, man. Yo, Curtis Jones, man. Bro, he's been quality this season.
He's been quality. He's not young.
Curtis Jones in that 8 row.
I think he's 22. Wait, Church Jones again.
22.
Do we deem him still as young? He's been in our first team for 5 seasons. I don't know if I deem Curtis Jones as young anymore.
This is why I prefer. You see, NBA got Rookie of the Year. Like first guy comes in his first year, who's been the best? It's a
Yeah,
lot
Rookie
easier
of
to
the Year.
understand. Youngsters like
Premier League,
obviously the
imagine
more
that.
established players will get more votes from the other players. They go, yeah, because Saka's the best or Foden's the best because they know him.
Yeah, Curtis
that's
Jones
actually true,
23. But
Yeah.
I don't know who, but for me, to be honest, a young player of the season, first season in the Prem, no experience, absolutely going forward system,
For
no
Leeds' sake.
defense, don't defend. It's you, doggy, for me.
Oh,
That's-
Neto. Oh, Neto's 23.
He has
Ah,
had like
Neto
3
would
months
put
out,
Neto in
bro.
there.
He has had 3 months out of 2 months.
yeah, he
I
missed a lot of games.
I hear Mo's argument, but
Has he?
I would say Cole Palmer. I'd say Cole Palmer because we talk about Udogie not having Premier League
Fair
experience,
enough.
but Palmer had no league experience at all. He didn't really
Yeah.
go on loan anywhere either. Had a few games off the bench. So Udogie had a year at Serie A, had some time to play first team football. So he's come in, had got 16, 17 goals and assists.
I like
And
Cole
then that's a
Palmer.
poor Chelsea side as well, by the way. So fair enough.
It's
I
quality.
like Cole Palmer. The thing about I like Cole Palmer, but it's that I can't have Chelsea as 10s and Cole Palmer as the best youngster.
Well, that's why they're
against-
10th, because
It's
they're best players.
against, it's against my, you know, my,
You know
Bro,
what?
I
terms of
understand where
talent,
you're
though.
coming from, but I think literally individual awards are on the individual. So I know
I
what
know
you're
what you're
saying. Though.
saying.
It doesn't go hand in hand. He's in 10th, and we're putting him. I know what you
Yeah.
mean, but I think Cole Palmer's probably is the
But
shout. And Chelsea, let's be honest, like going off the back of the last season, you would expect maybe one of the other senior players to kind of be flying that flag and carrying the mantle
Yeah.
for them, but it's been him. So I think that is a shout, Babs. And again, the numbers justify that.
yeah. Cole
You
Palmer.
know what?
is
You know
a
what?
good
Though
shout.
it is good to see that though. The youngsters are shining through though. You know what I'm saying in that regards. Like I like that though. You know what I'm saying?
If Kobe
So,
Mino wasn't injured, he would definitely be the outstanding one. Like this is not even a doubt. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
if I'm going quality wise.
because I seen the light, bro. Like I doubted him in the beginning. I said he's too
you
young.
doubted him. Why
I
did you doubt
did.
him?
Because of that defensive midfielder, I have not seen a kid come in and dominate ever. I don't think in my life I've seen someone that is
Yeah.
18 years old to come in a struggling Man United with one of the worst captains in the history of the sport, Bruno Fernandes, and play that well. So I
Yeah.
said there's going to be too much pressure on him. He's defensively not amazing, but since Casemiro came to the picture again, he's even getting better. He is very special, to be honest. Like I'm watching him and I raise my hand and say I was wrong. I was absolutely wrong about. And he's handling the pressure very well. He's very calm. He's
Yep.
composed. I think he's playing very well. And Casemiro is helping him next to him defensively as well. So I think he's special. But the problem is he was injured.
Yeah.
He's injured.
Yeah. Shall I tell you who's could be special as well? I think Oscar Bob. I like Oscar Bob. I think he's got good qualities in there. Isso Aliwalieri. You know what I mean? He's someone.
Can I throw something out there? How many special players at Man City? What I mean special is I mean the star. Who's the star at Man City? I had this argument with Man City fans. They don't like it. I said everyone at Man City is just one of the boys. Just one of the boys, other than KDB. So Oscar Bob, how likely do we see Oscar Bob the star of the show? I think it's unlikely. I think he's just going to be another one of the guys. Very good player, amazing on the eye, brilliant footballer, but he's never going to be the main man. He's never going to be the guy that we sit here and say, Saka, you're doing this. Cole Palmer at Chelsea, you're doing this. Kobe Mainoo, you're the outstanding guy. And that's the problem with a youngster like Oscar Bob. He's going to learn. He might be amazing, but he's just, the learning curve at Man City is too long because you never make a position.
You have to be exceptionally good to break. I know what you mean, man. You have to be exceptional to break in. And you're right. He'll probably be an impact player for the next year or two, and they'll probably move him on and get some profit for him because he's an academy graduate. They'll get some money for him. But yeah, I can't see him breaking in. A good player. Like I think even that finish at Newcastle in that moment, the dying moments to win you the game, to have that composure.
You forgot.
I think he's a good player, but you're right.
He surprised a lot of people. Anthony Gordon has surprised a lot of people. He's 21 years old, isn't he?
He's 21.
He's
21. Sure. I think he's a bit older.
He's 21 and 22.
21 or 22. I'm sure about this. He's not.
Bro, no, that's a shout move. I thought he was old. I thought he was at 24 at least.
Nah, he's young. He's young,
bro. He's 22 years old.
That's a big
shout because it's actually 23 tomorrow.
He's
23 tomorrow.
Yeah.
He's 23
that's
tomorrow,
still younger than I originally thought.
No, 23. You don't count. He has had 2 seasons.
Lewis Smiley's good.
I was just about to give him prop.
Lewis Smiley's a big shout.
Yeah, Lewis Smiley's a big shout. Yeah. But you know what? Obviously, we got the injury to Hojlund, man. Big injury. He's going to be out for 3 weeks. Wow. Listen, this is going to affect the title race, because United next week, would there have been a chance against Man City? If they had one, it would have been, Hojlund would have been part of it. But he's not here. You know what I mean? Big blow.
Do you know who your match winner is now? McTominay. Because I can't see Rashford, I can't see Garnacho, I can't see anyone else stepping up. If it's not been Hojlund this season, it's been McTominay, last minute winners, winning you games, getting points for you. I feel like now you have to turn to him, and this is where United are at.
You're hurting my ears, bro. You're hurting my ears.
No, but man, am I lying? McTominay's won them games.
Yes, it's wrong. It's a wrong approach. No, I disagree with you. McTominay scoring the goal isn't the go-to guy. Him being in the 18 is a coach's instruction. Go in, get at the end of crosses, get in the 18. That's not him being the savior. Being the savior, being the go-to
in Hojlund's
guy.
absence.
Okay, I don't know who's the guy, but for you to say it's McTominay, the go-to guy, I think
no. He's not the guy, bro. He's not the go-to guy, but he will probably, if there's anyone in their squad that's going to win them the game, it will be McTominay. That's not crazy to say because he's been doing it this season. I can't see anyone else doing it.
The word "win them the game" means win them the game.
Bruno Fernandes,
What's happening this season?
No, he's not got a goal. He's not got in the Premier League in about 3 months. But I feel like for me, listen, obviously Martial's injured. That's a sticky one there. He's gonna have to make a way, bro. Like we have to deal with it. It's gonna be a shame. But
where's the game? Is it home or away?
It's at home. We're playing Fulham at home, so it shouldn't be too bad for Fulham at home. But we got
no Paulina as well.
No Paulina as well, man.
That's a big advantage.
You've got that informed striker.
Martial was available. Sorry,
they've got that informed striker. Scored quite a few goals recently.
Mani, yeah, I think he's got like 3 and 4.
Yeah, he's like something like
3 and 4.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is this guy?
3 in his last 4.
Yeah.
Bro,
and he's a little poacher as well, He poaches in little goals.
You know what's mad, I remember the start of the season, I was like, who the flip is this guy they bought here? But man's got 3 and 4,
He got a brace in one. He got a brace in one of the games, if I remember right.
Sure.
Wait, back-to-back brace?
Is he Brazilian?
Yeah, he's Brazilian.
Yeah, he's Brazilian.
Brazilian, they're back. And also they got Broha as well. They got Jimenez. Is Jimenez injured or is he back?
I think Jimenez
is injured.
Yeah, injured.
Yeah.
You know what's so exciting about this game? I get to see Anthony play football again. I missed him.
Oh my days, man. Bro,
I missed Anthony.
I
missed him.
Actually sad,
I miss seeing Anthony.
£90 million player, and he's not even playing. You know how much waste that is. Have you ever been like to the shops? You bought something very expensive, thinking it's gonna come out nice and good, or you go to Amazon and you buy something, you're like, bro, you don't use it again.
Yeah,
like that's what it is now.
Imagine you missed him, bro.
Sorry?
Imagine you spent it on
Let's say that again. I didn't even hear that.
I said, imagine you spent that on Kudus instead.
Bro, Kudus would have been the one. But the thing is, though, Ten Hag was managing Ajax, and he said, "I'm going to get Anthony instead of
Can I-
Kudus." That's
Can I
what
put
he
something
said.
out there about Anthony. To be honest with you, and I get this, I think the Anthony thing is revisionism. Anthony at Ajax was someone that a lot of teams were looking at. I
We
think
were
he
linked
was-
with him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
People say stuff now because in hindsight they already saw what happened. Anthony, remember, Man United paid 90 million because some of the people that run Man United are idiots. They kept waiting and
Yeah,
waiting.
I know.
Like he's
I know.
not worth 90 million. They could have finished it in like 60, 65. They just keep waiting and
Yeah,
waiting,
yeah.
right? But the facts are, Anthony at Ajax, you remember all these clips and all the reels and all the games at
Bro, I
Ajax.
know,
and
man,
all-
but that's comps, innit? It's comps.
No, but it's not only that. Even the scouts, Roms will tell you they were linked to him.
We
A
wanted
lot
him
of
as
people-
Salah's understudy. We were
Bro,
linked
a
with him
lot of
heavy.
people inquired about Anthony. A lot of clubs inquired about Anthony. At that time, he wasn't as bad as now. He was that 20 years old, that
Yeah.
upcoming
Mm.
Ajax star, right winger. Everybody's looking at him. The
Yeah.
fact that you got him and he looked bad, I think that's, you say scouting. You can say scouting, but at the same time, how can you know that a player like this will be that bad? There's a lot of teams that got players and turned out to be, they don't work in the system, they didn't work in the Prem.
But Mo, United are one of the main ones. How many players have we seen last 5-10 years go there and they
That's why I
just
stand
ruin
on
them? So
Anthony. Look at Onana. He was one of the best goalkeepers in the world last year at Inter. He saved us. He made us reach the Champions League final, bro. Numbers don't
Yeah.
lie. Eye test don't lie. Pep Guardiola don't lie. Pep Guardiola said, I changed the system because of this guy. Because he's in the goalkeeper. Look at him at Man United. Amrabat. I'm gonna tell
true.
people don't believe me when I say Amrabat at Fiorentina, a team that always had position, that always played on the front foot. He was left by himself to defend counter attacks countless times. He looked good for Morocco. Went to Man United. It didn't work out for him. We only can judge a player where he plays, right? When he played at Ajax at Fiorentina.
Okay, Inter Milan, come and play money then. Come on, you need a winger. Come and pay Anthony. How much do you
But
take for Anthony?
We don't have a winger, but I think Anthony.
I know you don't play with wingers. Anyway.
Nobody's gonna buy Anthony. Wage, length of contract,
Yep.
and value. You aren't letting Anthony unless you find someone to pay all his salary, like what you did with Alexis Sanchez. We paid some of his wage, but Alexis Sanchez was on 500K a week.
He's
That's
still
it.
here
That's
now. He's
crazy.
still here now. He's still at your club. You know what I'm trying to say?
No, he
Nah,
came
listen.
back. He went to Marseille and came back.
Yeah. Now you know what, man. Listen, I hope it don't affect the top four and whatnot. Like I said, Tottenham don't play this week. I think Aston Villa have got a tricky game, against Wolves. Is it?
Forest.
Or not against Forest.
Forest.
Oh, no, to be fair, they'll beat Forest, man. They'll
But
beat
you know,
Forest.
you say I think they beat Forest, but Awoniyi back, they got that focal point back. That I think he's scoring as well. I think he's scored in his last two games. Villa will win that game, but I don't think it will be easy. But the thing is, they have to because their last three at Villa Park has been Chelsea, United, and
Yeah.
Newcastle. They've lost 3 on the bounce at home, so it's
Three
a
on the
must-win
bounce.
game for them. And that you know what pressure can do? That pressure to them might working, but Villa should win that. They should, but it won't be easy.
I have a
Yeah.
joke. I always say if Man United finish above Aston Villa and Spurs, both managers should be brought into questioning in court. I swear, bro.
Bro.
You need to get your thing out, bro. You
Bro.
need to get.
If Man United, imagine if Man United finish fourth, bro, there has to be questioning in this league. How is this Man United are even in contention
Tottenham.
to top four?
Tottenham.
Tottenham especially,
Tottenham.
yeah.
What the thing is though, what do you think's happening at Tottenham though? Is it a case of they're having their dry spell at the minute? Because everyone can have their bad spell, or is it that maybe like I don't know, what situation is like. People are saying the football isn't great anymore. I've seen a couple of Tottenham fans saying football hasn't been great lately. Like, what is it? Do you reckon is happening at Tottenham? Or is it
The Spurs fans I spoke to, yeah, some were saying, "Oh, we were missing our two best fullbacks in Udogie and Porro that are integral to our system." But I said, no, this result was inevitable, in my opinion, even with them because they were scraping wins. They haven't been that robust in the middle. For me, one player that I think we've not spoke about enough is Basuma, because even before AFCON, forget since he's come back from AFCON, even before AFCON, he's been, in my opinion, picking up stink after stinker. Now, I don't know exactly why that is. But Basuma, a player, I know he was at fault for one of the Wolves goals as well. For me, he's getting easily dispossessed. He's not as combative as he once were. I think that's a player maybe, and I thought it might have just been form. But when this form stretches over months, do you still call it form? Like, I think, Basuma was key to them. Their success at the start of the season, he was winning everything. I think Jules and whatnot. I think it's very worrying. I think Spurs fans aren't speaking about him enough. But I think your Sons and your Madisons, look, I don't know you lot's opinion on Richarlison. I knew that was a purple patch. I knew this wouldn't carry on. I think Son's days on the left wing are done now. I think, in my opinion, I think he needs to go back to being the number 9. Because even when, do you remember that season where Harry Kane was injured and Son took that mantle and he was scoring a load of goals through the middle for them? I think put Son in the middle. I think Maddison, again, from injuries, kind of gone through the motion, hasn't come up, but he's inevitable. We know the quality of Maddison. I think for me, Spurs will start getting results again, but I don't think it's all glitz and glam that it once was. But I think Basuma's key. For me, he's one of the main nucleuses in that team, and he needs to improve. But I don't know why this dip in form has happened, to be fair. I don't know why, man.
Yeah, but you know what it is though? Even Madison, since the injuries, hasn't been great. Nobody's talking about that. Like, listen, I know a lot of people give stick to Odegaard and whatnot, but Madison, since he's come back from injury, hasn't been the same Madison.
Hasn't been the same.
Like, it hasn't. So they got Brennan Johnson, bro. Come on, he's trash. Werner hit and miss. Richarlison had his purple patch. Now you're starting to see the Richarlison come back of old. So it's I don't know, man, but. Babs, what are you saying, man? What are you saying about Tottenham?
I think this is why I expected, to be quite honest, because I think, as Rom says, like, they weren't really playing convincingly for a while. But also, like, what did we expect for the start of the season? If Spurs were consistent, they would be fighting for a title. They're doing what they should be doing. And I think that's why you're going to get moments of the season where you're going to be as inconsistent, and maybe also pressure's getting to them as well, because when you lose a few games or you're not as good in a few games, you start to force things a little bit more. But I think Ange's system as well, it's so risky that eventually teams are going to find a way to really exploit it, and I think teams are doing that now. We saw it with that game against Chelsea where they kept doing it, but I think because he keeps doing it, they'll find a way. And also, it's not just a system that's very hard to play or easy to play against, but hard to play for. Because if you're like the likes of Romero and Van de Ven and you're playing a high line, there's a reason why the best centre backs like Van Dijk and all these Saliba people like that, they have to play so high, but they're the best because they can do it. These centre backs ain't used to that as much. Last year, it wasn't the same case. We've seen it at United where you had Martinez and Varane play deeper. It's cool, but they play a bit higher, and it's a different ball game. So it's a difficult system to execute, and it's his first season as well. So I don't expect them to be perfect.
Yeah, so, you know what it is though. I still admire the way they play though, man. Tottenham. I would never want to like. For me, I look at their style. I think they go in some place with Ange Postecoglou. I really, really do. I wouldn't sack him, even if they didn't get top 4 this season and they bottled it. I wouldn't sack them because, and also I predicted Tottenham to finish 6th this season. 6th because I thought Harry Kane would be a big loss.
As well.
Yeah,
mine was lower. I think it was about 7th or 8th.
I think I did say dark horses for top 4 because I knew Andrew wasn't as bad as people made him out to be, and they got a balance. They got a balanced team. That's what they got.
Yeah, I had no idea about Andrew, so I said 8th.
Big up to Ledoux, says big up the chat and the panel. Always sorry I caught this one late. Yo, big up Ledoux. It's always love, my guy. It's always love. Big up to Z. He says, What do you admire? Their defense is easily to gut out. They do have. I don't know what it is, Babs. Here, you might know more than me, but their percentage of XG goals against, is it? They got the highest in the league. Like, it's high. Just expected goals.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the highest in the league, but it's high, and that's because they play a risky brand of football, and you have to really have top centre backs that have been used to playing in a system to do it. Right? That's why the best centre backs are the best teams. The teams that play the highest lines are also City, Arsenal, Liverpool. They've got centre backs that have done it for years and years to play that way.
I think you're spot on, bro, because I feel like when you ask some people about Spurs and that, Ange's system is bad, it's the high line. I think that's lazy. I think Babs is spot on because if you're a pressing team, you have to play a high line. Otherwise, you have that open space in the middle and teams will just pick you apart. And this is why Babs is spot on. I think Arsenal, Liverpool, and City have the personnel, have centre backs that have the experience to do that. Because I don't think anything's wrong with their recovery. I think Porro, Udogie, Romero's not the quickest, but he's not split. And Van der Ven's lightning. They've got the attribute needed to play a high line in pace. But where they're not experienced in it, I think Baz is spot on. They get caught out too much. And that's where intelligence comes into it. That's why sometimes defenders like your Thiago Silva's or whatnot, they don't have the quickest pace. They recognize the danger before it's there. And I think that's where Baz is spot on. They don't have the experience playing that high line.
Yeah.
I think to add
Facts.
to that, to be honest, Roms, I think the way they press is kind of strange. They have sometimes it works, but most of the time when it doesn't work, it's a recovery time. Let's all run back.
Yeah, just run. Yeah,
Let's all run back. And the problem with that, when teams bypass the press, nobody at Spurs contain. What I mean, nobody contains. Everybody's going to get the ball and they get dribbled. And now it's the next guy comes in. And it doesn't matter your position. You'll see you doggy. If Bentancur gets bypassed, you doggies go to the midfield to try to get the ball.
Dreadful, yeah.
And
yeah,
now that
yeah. There's
space
no
empty.
intelligence.
There
Yeah,
is-
yeah.
And I think it's a way he wants to play. Ange Postecoglou, anybody that sees the ball, go press it, get it, no matter where you are on the pitch. And let's recover after. And I'm like, I think he needs to adapt a little bit because you'll play people like Neto.
But then adapt, yeah. But then you're not true to yourself as well, though, because end of the day, if he tries to adapt here and Postecoglou, I feel like then he will get lost in the way he's kind of is as a manager. Like it's difficult because he's been playing against Celtic. No respect to the Scottish League, but you could play that every week and not get caught out. But I feel like if he goes against, does he have a plan B? Does he have a plan B? Though some managers don't have plan Bs. Some managers' plan Bs are their plan As. You know, so
I like Ange. I love the way he coaches football, and I love the way the team plays. I love how he improved a lot of players at that team. My thing is he needs to tweak a little bit of small stuff, and I think they'll be good. They need better players also. Like, let's just not forget Ben Davies and Emerson Royale.
Yeah.
Give me a break. Cedric is better than Emerson Royale, bro. Like it's it's bad. It's really, really bad. Like Oliver Skip, to be honest with you, championship level at best. That's my opinion about him. And sometimes play with him. Richarlison shouldn't be a professional footballer in the Premier League.
Thank you.
Timo Werner, we knew that. Brennan Johnson, since I saw him at Forest, I said this guy needs a lot of work. Sometimes this is the front three. Imagine coaching a team with your front three, Timo Werner, Richarlison, and Brennan Johnson. This is, it doesn't get worse than this, I think. Yeah.
Ain't easy. Big game this weekend, man. Carabao Cup, Liverpool, Chelsea, Broski, man. If we can, like, you know what it is with me, yeah. Chelsea's record. I don't know if you guys have seen it at Wembley. It is terrible, man. Terrible, man. Chelsea, Liverpool, man. And you know what's mad? I don't know if they're back here, but I seen the picture of Salah and Nunes apparently in training. You know what I'm saying? But if they're not playing, I think Chelsea can win.
If I'm being honest, Said, I think they play, man. I know some fans are trying to play it down like you never know, but I think the reason why they were left out the Luton game was to have this full recovery. I think they play. And to be fair, I'm not going to disrespect Chelsea because their better performances have come. It's like the bigger teams they've not beat any of the big teams bar Spurs, and obviously there's context to that, 9 men and whatnot, but their better performances has come against big teams because although they've not beat any of the big teams other than Spurs, they've not lost a lot. Draws against Arsenal, apart from the 4-1 the other day, but before that, draw against Arsenal, draw against City twice. Do you know what I mean? So the performances come out in the bigger games, but for me, we should have. I think we win this game. I respect them. I don't think it will be in 90 minutes. I think we'll beat them in extra time. But this is a Chelsea team, even without. Listen, that front three of Gakpo. Let's say Salah and Nunes don't play. I think they do, but let's say they don't, and we go with Gakpo, Elliott, and Diaz. I still think we create enough volume of chances to score. The Chelsea team, I don't trust them scoring. I think again, I think Chelsea are more accustomed to smaller pitches. I think if Poch sets up where he leaves Caicedo on the island again, Enzo's not the most athletic. There'll be gaps that we can play through. I just think we should have enough to beat them, man. I think we should have enough to beat them. But do you know what I will say? I actually want them. I heard Sam literally said earlier exactly what my thoughts were. I actually want them to have more of the ball. I want them to have more of the ball because I feel we will hurt them more without the ball on the counter. But we should have enough to beat this Chelsea team, man. And that's not me disrespecting. I'm not going to say it's a battering, but I think we win this game.
I don't think you do.
Don't.
Actually, don't think you do. thing about it that
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
clear
it's
favorites when you had
movie.
your first team, bro. Harvey Elliott, Cody Gakpo, Diaz, Gravenberch, Indo, McAllister, No Trent, Conor Bradley, with all due respect. I'm not sure you do, Rums. Callaghan in goal, he was always gonna play. I'm not sure. I'm
But then,
like,
Mo,
it's not clear cut. I think it's 50. I think if it was 60-40, 70-30, I think it's 50-50 now.
But no, Momo, that's why I say I think we beat them extra time, because I don't think it's going to be
Okay.
a 3-4
So you
nil.
get that. Okay.
I think it'll be close. Yeah. I think it'll be close.
Because I'm predicting a draw. Unless Salah and Nunes play, I can't believe I'm giving praise to Nunes, but it is what it is.
You come a long way.
Yeah. Like, to be honest, Gravenberch, yes, he played all right last game. McAllister was good. I think Conor Bradley still experience. You need experience on that side. Harvey Elliott on the right side. I think, I think if you have the ball all the time and they hit you on the counter, it's on Van Dijk. Konate is gonna play. I know that he's not injured. Konate.
We rested him fully.
He'll play.
Him.
Yeah, but if Salah and Nunes don't play, I think it's a massive miss. I think your chances go down, to be honest.
Mo, I understand your logic, because of course they're two of our best. I mean, Gakpo and Diaz for me are the two worst in that front five in terms of being effective and output. Nunes, Jota, and Salah, the numbers don't lie; they're the best. But where my confidence comes into this, Mo, is we've seen there's a pattern with Chelsea. Yes, they performances are good. Yes, they do have quality in their team. Yeah, I know they're 10th, but there's quality there. But they can't put the ball in the back of the net, Mo. And this is a lot of these players' first finals. I think the occasion could get to that young squad. So even if Nunes and Salah don't necessarily start, I don't trust that Chelsea team. If they were to score, Mo, I think it might be a set piece. It might be off a set piece, but I don't trust them to create enough. No, actually, that's the wrong phrase. They will create, but I just don't trust them to put the ball in the back of the net enough. And I think we do. But like I said, I respect them, because I think it'll be 1-1 going into extra time, and that's when I think we win the game.
Yeah. Big up to Sonny, says the game suits Chelsea with their Liverpool's high line, and then Cuckoo needs to start. Listen, and Cuckoo, I feel like for me, he still hasn't had that one game where he's he's fully arrived yet. I don't know if it's just that's the first. Like, I feel like for me, he has to have that game where man's here.
You know
right
what,
now.
Said? He did have a game where he arrived, but they lost the match, so the plaudit was taken off. When he came on against Wolves, yeah. He was the linchpin to everything, making things happen, got the goal. I think he had 2 chances before the goal. So he has had that game where he's arrived, but they lost the game. So what? How much does it mean? Do you know what I mean? They lost. They end up losing the game.
Yeah, that's it. Baz, what do you reckon about this game?
Yeah, I don't expect a madness, to be honest. I know Chelsea have had some very entertaining games this year against some big sides, but I've seen Chelsea versus Liverpool at Wembley too many times to know exactly what's going to happen. And as Rom just said, and Jamosa, it's probably going to be a draw.
Yeah.
Probably got the extra time. Both teams will fine. Liverpool have got more clinical players, but if, like, for example, Chelsea, they're a team that could get a penalty, and that's why I think Palmer has scored quite a few this season. So I think if Chelsea scored, it'll be a set piece or a penalty, and if Liverpool scored, it'll be a bit of Nunes, counter attack and stuff. And it does suit Chelsea, the game state, because they're going to have space to attack. But at the same time, Liverpool will also be fancying against Chelsea's defense, because it's not amazing either, right? And they've not even got who's the goalkeeper right now? Petrovic. So these players at Wembley, and obviously, look, I know Liverpool's still fighting for a title as well, and obviously got Europa League, but this is like one of the guaranteed trophies you get. And if you could, win a Europa League or a Premier League, amazing. But you can win the Carabao Cup now and just guarantee there's something to be won in Klopp's last year. Why not?
And do you know what, Baz, just to add to that as well, it enhances the winning mentality. And there's players that haven't won anything with us just yet. Your McAllisters, your Sabozlas, your Gravenberch. Do you know what I mean? We do have at least 5-6 players. There's the core that's still there. That's one stuff. But I also want other players to win stuff with Liverpool. Because, look, we've seen it with Mourinho, seen it with Guardiola. This is normally the catalyst. This is the first trophy normally that managers win, because it's the first available trophy to win. And I feel like it will help with our momentum in the other competitions, in the FA Cup, in the Europa League, in the Premier League. So, no, you're spot on.
Yeah.
The thing about it, what I want to say, I'm not looking forward to the game at all.
Yeah, it won't be an exciting game. It won't be.
Like, I'm not
be.
expecting a game that will, I'm not gonna sit there excited. I might want to watch the game, want to know who's gonna win. Like, I'm looking forward to the Arsenal Newcastle game.
Yeah, true. That's gonna be a good game as well. You know what I'm saying? So big up to him, man. Big up to everyone who's locked in, man. Make sure you like the video, people, man. Everyone right now, if you're watching, people, smash the like button on the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new. And yeah, man, it's been a good, solid show. Dan couldn't make it, unfortunately, he's not feeling well. So yeah, man, big up to you lot in the chat, man. Big up to you, Mo. Love for coming on, man.
Appreciate you, buddy. Thanks for having me. Absolutely enjoyed that. Absolutely quick show. Nice, smooth.
Yep.
A little bit of jokes. So thanks for having me, Saeed. Absolutely appreciate it, buddy.
No, absolutely, man. Big up to you, my Robs, as well, man.
Big up, man. Big up the chat as always. Babs, Mo, Saeed, thanks for having me again. But yeah, man, you lot enjoy your weekend. And yes, there's an abundance of football, man. So yeah, just enjoy your weekend.
Yeah, man, for real, for real. Big up to you, Baz, man, for stepping in as well. I know you're not feeling well, but big up to you.
Man, we're here. We appreciate it, as always.
Come on, people. Guys, I'll be back at 9:30 tonight with a debate show, talking more on the injuries and whatnot. So everybody who's there, check in later on, man. So big up to you lot, and I'll see you lot soon, people. We're out.